You've probably seen videos lately claiming you can make big money just by clipping content, even as a complete beginner. But is that really true, or is it just another overhyped easy money trend? I have looked into one of the most popular clipping platforms called Whop, and in this video here I will show you exactly how it works, how much you can actually earn, and the parts most people don't tell you. In case you don't know, my name is Mikael, and on this channel I share real ways to make money online without the fake promises or hype. And today we are diving into clipping for money, especially on Whop, which has become one of the biggest platforms for this. I'll show you step by step how it works and why some people actually pay for this kind of content, what to look out for before joining any campaign, and some tips about how to do it the most effective way if you decide this is for you. Because while some creators are earning decent money from clipping, others are getting frustrated and wasting hours for almost nothing. So let's go through it all honestly, the pros, the cons, and whether this make money clipping trend is really worth your time. So first, let's quickly go over how this whole clipping thing actually works. So brands, creators, or communities, they want more exposure for their videos or social media content. Instead of paying for ads, they let people like you create and share short clips from their content. This has become a very popular way to get attention and brand awareness, and even huge brands and names are using this. So there is a huge demand, and this is why this has become a big earning opportunity, as you can get started right away no matter your experience and no matter how many followers you have. And the most popular platform to find opportunities like this right now is Whop, and you can find hundreds of campaigns here. And if your clip gets accepted and performs well, you get paid a reward, kind of like user-generated marketing. It's basically a win-win setup in theory. They get promotion and reach, and you can earn by helping them spread their content. And there are some people that make good money like this on Whop and other similar platforms, but there are also some very important things you need to consider before jumping in. And I will go over it all in this video, and let's start by going more into how to actually do this and find the right campaigns on Whop. So Whop is a platform you can sign up for free, so there is no fee to get started with this. And then you can go to the clipping section or the discover section in the clipping, and for example video clipping, and you can then just see some highlights here, or you can scroll down and see right now there are more than 2,300 results here, and new campaigns are added quite regularly, so there are quite a lot of opportunities here. Just be aware that each campaign has different requirements. Some are open to everyone, while others have a wait list or only accept certain platforms or content on certain platforms, like for example TikTok or YouTube Shorts. So how will you then find good campaigns? Well, first of all, you go to this overview here, and here you can also see the total sales for clipping, so you can see people are actually making money like this, but it can be a little bit tricky to find the right campaigns, because here when you just go to the overview, there are all kind of other things. There are some groups where you can actually learn about clipping. There are all kind of different things, so it can be a little bit tricky. If you go through it, filter it and everything, you can find, for example, you see there's some campaigns where you, for example, in this case you can make $3 per 1,000 views clipping Ambro. So this is for a particular brand or particular company here. So then you would click it, you would read about it there. In this case, for example, you can see there's a wait list. As I mentioned, sometimes there's no wait list, and you can just join and get access right away. And if you're just starting out, I recommend that you go for the ones where there isn't a wait list, because then you can just get access faster and just get started. Also, when you actually go in and see the campaigns, you can see also where the budget is almost reached sometimes, and then if the budget is close to being reached, then you shouldn't apply for a specific campaign, because you risk that maybe you will then submit some clips, but they don't actually have the budget to pay you. So that's also another thing to consider when you are actually finding campaigns that you want to participate in here. And I just jumped into one of the ones that I actually just joined. And this is not one that I particularly recommend or anything like that. It's just to show you how it then look, because then the exact menu and everything, that will depend, because some campaigns, they also have training, and some they just have the campaigns themselves. So there's kind of these small groups where you can find not just the campaigns, but also sometimes training, chat and questions and all these different things. But in this case here, you can see that they have a specific budget. They have reached 70% off it, so that's still okay. But as mentioned, if they get too close, like 90 or so then maybe it's not really worth it, because you might actually risk getting something that goes viral and then they actually just reach the budget and then they don't pay you. So that's one thing to consider also. Another thing is that if you go for these where you get $3 per 1,000 views, then usually those ones have higher requirements. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. So when you're first starting out, maybe you should start below that. But also some that pay less than $2 per 1,000 views, in my opinion, they're just really not worth it, because some they pay extremely low. So even if your video goes viral, you basically don't get anything out of it. So you need to be a little bit critical like that. And also I think that it's a good idea to choose campaigns where you can see they have actually paid out something, so you can see that they have started paying out, so it's not just one of these fake ones that create campaigns where they're actually not really planning to pay you. In this case, you can see they have actually paid out, they are not too close to reaching the budget, but you would of course always need to make sure to read the exact requirements, because sometimes there are a lot. For example, in this case here, if you are publishing it, or you need to publish here on Instagram and TikTok, but you must have a specific link in your bio, you see, and you must mention them there, and the videos must be at least 10 seconds long. It must be a dedicated page to this specific brand. So that's one thing to consider also. Are you willing to go there and set up a specific page? And again, this has nothing to do with this specific campaign. I'm not for or against this. This is just a pure example to show you in general what to consider and how it all works. And you can also see here what the videos must target. All this is very important, no matter what you actually do, what campaigns you go for, to go through all this here. Also the maximum payout, so that means that this is the maximum you can earn. So no matter if your videos get suddenly a lot more views, this is the maximum. So that's just one thing to keep in mind. But in general, and that doesn't matter which campaign it is, then there will often be some assets where you can go here, find the assets, the videos that you need to clip, and follow the exact instructions, and that's then how you potentially can earn. But how to then make these clips, let's talk a little bit about that also. So once you've found the right campaigns, you need to actually create the clips. I showed you that you can find the assets usually there. You can go, you can download them, and then you need to do something about it. You need to make them relevant, good clips that has potential to go viral, because that's how you will actually earn. As mentioned also, some of the different campaigns groups, that they have training that will also teach you more about how to do that, how to optimize the videos, all those things. So if you're a beginner, some of that content can be quite useful to get started also. But if you then want to edit it, one of the most popular platforms for this, or tools for this, is called CapCut, because it is a very easy and beginner-friendly tool, one that I've also used for some content that I'm creating online. You can both find it as an app and on a desktop computer there, and you can easily add captions, effects, and all kind of different things to make them look like short-form content that can go viral. The things that you see online on Instagram, TikTok, a lot of it is created through a tool like CapCut, and particularly CapCut is a very popular one. But be aware that of course it takes time, because once you have the clips, you need to find the right moments, you need to find the right hook, you need to put it together, you need to find the right effects if you want to add effects, and the right subtitles and captions and all that. But a tool like CapCut also, for example, can actually add these captions. It's quite easy to do once you just take a little bit of time to use it. On, for example, YouTube, there's a ton of tutorials about how to use CapCut also, because it's such a popular tool. So that's another great aspect of it. And a lot of the training inside Whop also, that is also about CapCut and how to use that. If you actually want to get started with CapCut after watching all this, I also do have an invitation link that will support my channel. So if you anyways decide to do it, then I'll leave a link below, then you're more than welcome to use that. You don't have to, of course, but it will support my channel. I would definitely appreciate that. But it's not the only tool. You can use any tool. This is just one of the most popular. There is a way where it can actually be more effective, and I have seen some claim that you can, for example, also create 50 plus clips in just a few minutes compared to spending time on actually editing it manual on something like CapCut. And a method like that is Opus Clips, for example, where you just upload a video and then it automatically gives these so-called viral bits there, where you can then use those so you don't have to sit and find the moments yourself. And I would say it does a quite decent job. I have tested it quite a bit, but even though it does it automatically, which can save time, then it also has some quite limited edit options, so it's not as great as some say. For example, I've seen some say, oh, you just upload the video, then you just have the finished clips there. It was 50 clips in 2 minutes. You don't have to do anything. That's not how it really works. You of course still need to be critical. You need to be looking at it. You need to still edit them because they will not be perfect, but it can be an idea or a way to get an overall idea about clips. So something like that can be worth actually using. I'm not promoting it or anything. I'm just telling you about the opportunities, but be aware that I have seen some campaigns also, for example, inside Whop, where it says that if you use any kind of AI tools, like for example Opus Clip, to do this automatically without manually actually creating it, then you will be rejected. So keep that in mind and make sure you actually live up to the terms and conditions for each campaign. But once you have then created these clips here, then you need to upload it according to what the terms are, what the instructions are on the profile and all that, live up to all the requirements, and then submit it inside the campaign there and then wait to get views. But just keep in mind that usually one clip will not do it. You need to be consistent, so it's not enough to just upload 1-2 clips and then wait and then expect to earn a lot. So make sure to check the requirements and be consistent and be aware of this max payout. So even if your video suddenly goes viral, then many of them do have a max payout and a maximum you can earn. So always keep that in mind so you do it with the right expectations. So is clipping worth it, and is it as great an earning opportunity as many people say? Well, I personally think it can be a decent way to get started, but you do need to be realistic. I don't think it's great for long-term income or for a way to build a sustainable online business or income. The limitations are, for example, that you are not building your own brand. For example, some of the campaigns, they require you to make a dedicated channel just for that brand. But what about that campaign once it's over, once it's done? Then that's it. You can't use it for anything. It's just for that. So you're not building your own brand. That's something to keep in mind because that makes it hard to build up real momentum. And also, in my honest opinion, many campaigns are basically like slave work because the earning potential is quite low. And for example, sometimes if they give you $1-2 per 1,000 views, but then they say the maximum you can earn $100. So even if you manage to then get millions of views, then maybe you would only get $100 because they've said that's the maximum. So maybe you have a video that will keep getting views because it goes viral and it gets views for many months or even more than a year. But still, they've told you we just have a maximum we give you. So that's what you get, and they get a ton of exposure. So that's one aspect I don't really like about it. They also do have what's called like UGC, like user-generated campaigns here, where it's not just clipping, where it's about you creating content, but still for brands. I think that is a little bit better. I do actually have a full video where I talk about UGC, how to get started with that, and the pros and cons of that. I will leave a link in the top corner for that if you want to check that out. I still don't think it gives complete freedom because, again, you are not actually really building something for yourself. Usually you're doing it for a brand. So it makes it harder to build up this real momentum that can take you towards building a sustainable online business income and the freedom that can come with that. But I do think that clipping can be a decent way to get started, especially if you're new and just want to get some experience with, for example, editing, content creation, and how to make money online. But if you do want to build something long term, then in my opinion, it's way better to put in effort right away. Maybe you won't get paid right away because it takes time to build up momentum for yourself, but to build your own brand, your own channels for yourself, because then the long-term potential for that, when you own it, you build an audience, then you can earn from ad revenue on different platforms, from sponsorships, you can earn from affiliate marketing, all kind of different things. There are a lot of opportunities there, and you don't have that with channels you build, for example, for clipping. But what you could, for example, do is that you can start with clipping, so you can start earning some extra money right away and get some valuable experience, and then that way you can earn while you build your own brand and real online business. At least that's what I would suggest. Of course, it all depends on your goals. Maybe your goal isn't even to build a sustainable online income, your own business where you work for yourself. Maybe you're happy about just working on these temporary campaigns, then that's of course great. I'm just saying what I would do if I started from scratch again, because I know the potential of actually creating your own brand, your own channel also. If you want to know more about my top recommended way to actually do that, build your own business, own brand like that, then I'll leave a link below also to a page that I have where I talk more about my recommended option for that, so you can check that out also. But also, if you have tried clipping yourself, then please let me know your results below. Why are you doing it? Why are you not doing it if you stopped? Or if you haven't started yet, then after watching this video, is it something you would actually consider, and why not? I would love to hear that in the comments below. And I actually do read all the comments, and I also reply to any questions you have there. So just so you're aware of that. So I hope this video helped you, and if it did, make sure to hit the like button, and don't forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel and hit the notification bell so you won't miss out next time I release a video with tips and tricks about different ways to make money online.